the president-elect put Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy in charge of slashing wasteful government spending. Now, still hasn't named who he will have lead the Treasury Department, but those are coming. Now, one outspoken economist predicts, though, the U.S. has too much debt for Trump to avoid a market crash. In June, economist Harry Dent predicted the economy would get worse before it gets better, and he's not budging from that position. Harry joins us now live tonight. Harry, so we've had a quick response to the election, but you don't think it's going to last?
I don't. I mean, first of all, we have to realize we are now in the longest, largest bubble in history. Real estate, stocks, everything. It's lasted 16 years now. The first bubble from late 94 into early 2000 lasted 5.5 years. This is much longer. So the economy's already set. This bubble is going to have to burst at some point. And if Trump comes in and says, well, I'm going to deport a couple million people, well, okay, that may be the right thing to do long term, but short term, that's going to cause a fall in spending. If he raises tariffs, that's going to cause inflation. The Fed has had an easy time getting inflation from 9% down to 3%, but a very hard time getting it down to their target of 2%. So it's hanging at about 3%. You raise tariffs, it's just going to make inflation worse. So I think this is going to be a rocky transition until we get through this. And so we may actually even get somewhat of a recession this year coming up, 2025.
So you're thinking that there's going to be a crash by sometime next year, and that it will not go down as a soft landing.
Right. I mean, because the bubble is so large. I mean, I don't understand why nobody's looking at this. Okay, it's 100% obvious. You look, I can't even compare this bubble to the 25 to 29 bubble back in the Roaring '20s, or the 94 to 2000 bubble that lasted a teeny bit longer and then burst. You know, this bubble is like I say, by far the largest in history. So to me, I would hate to be a president walking into this. Now, the only good thing for somebody like Trump, if this bubble bursts right as he's entering office, which I think it's likely to start really early next year, then it doesn't look like he caused it, okay? The same thing, Obama walked into a recession, but it already started as he came into office. So it'll be tricky how it actually plays out. But I do have a hard time seeing us having a hunky-dory economy next year, just because we've already stretched the economy so far. And also, this happened in a time when demographics, which is my specialty, was a lot like the 1930s, a generation down until the next generation. So the baby boomers drove us up till 2007. The baby bust would have driven us down into recently, but 27 trillion. And note that number. Nobody else is telling people that $27 trillion in stimulus since 2008 has kept this economy, which would have been in a long recession, going, and there's consequences to that. So I think that this is going to be something that President Trump is going to walk into, and nobody understands it. And it's not going to be his fault.
Well, we'll have to see. That's a lot of zeros on 27 trillion. I'm trying to figure that one out in my mind. Harry Dent.
1.5 times our total GDP. It's a massive number, and nobody's talking about it.
Well, you are, sir. Well, I hope you're wrong on the crash, but we'll have to wait and see. Harry Dent, thank you for joining me tonight.